Morning, Bill Kim here. My friend Mr. Bunn behind the camera, and we're doing our little blurbs from our Sunday morning sermons. Today we had worship in the park, and we had not only the Congregational and the Presbyterian churches together, but we had the Lutheran church together. The three of us have been doing Sunday school for probably 3 years now, and so we had our Sunday school kickoff, pancakes in the park with Chris Cakes and good music and good worship and good fellowship. Shared this morning from Romans chapter 12. I want to read one verse. It says, "So in Christ, we who are many form one body, and each member belongs to all the others." I began my sermon time this morning by saying, what we're not saying is we need to get rid of all of our denominations and all of our churches and all come together. We're not saying that your history or your church itself doesn't count, but we are saying that we are in this thing together, and we are all connected to and relying upon each other. We are pretty proud in our country to talk about individualism, standing on your own 2 feet, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, taking care of yourself. None of that is bad by itself, but can be taken to an extreme. And especially for us as Christians, these scriptures and the entire Bible support the idea that we are here for each other. We belong to one another. We are relying upon one another. We are not in this Christian thing by ourselves. It's us and the Congos and the Presbys and the Lutherans and the Baptists and the Catholic and whatever. There's the Christian churches here in our community. I think there's 7. And there's also the Christian Church Universal, God's family. And we are in this for each other. According to the writer of Romans, we belong to each other. We belong to one another. There was a piece, I think written from the New York Times, about a shooting recently in our country. And part of that story was about the law enforcement officers as they responded. And one of the officers was identified as speaking to the people in front of her, and she said, "I'm on your shoulder." And then later, as they neared the shooter, she said a number of times, "I'm with you, I'm with you." As we face this crazy world, violence and what other kinds of issues and problems that we have regularly, isn't it nice to know that we are not alone? The Baptists say to the Catholics, "We are with you." The Presbyterians say to the Lutherans, "We are with you." The Congregationalist says to the Church of Christ, "We are with you." Maybe we could model something a little different than this gross individualism that seems to be pretty rampant. Maybe what we could model is that we are with you. Behind you, support you, beside you, in front of you, around you, because we belong to one another. Maybe that would be a way we would live our lives this week. Thank you.